The Era of a Lost Generation, Causing Those to Answer the Call to Lead by Lakeisha Morgan. There was a time when righteousness was whipping mere someone else's child behind something they knew not to do. A time where justice was not necessarily something you see, rather that someone was praying you through. See, we become too lax, too lenient, too distant from values taught, too liberal, too hostile, too friendly, costing everyone their freedom bought. We become a society of lost souls, our innate ability to fight diminished due to not setting and accomplishing real goals. A society misled, misfed by 24-hour reality shows, unintelligent conversations receptive to treating women less like friends and more like foes. The blind then lead the blind as women uplift and uphold the cause justification that it produces good dough. You make me wanna holler, throw up both my hands. It's understandable to want to be a trendsetter, but if no value is added, for who was made better? There's something to be said of listening to wise elders who can show and lead you well. There's something to be said for having wisdom and application which reap success to prevail. See, we stray from what's faith-based and we run to what's fast-paced. Too often we say that faith failed us, when in truth, it was us which failed faith. See, we got to go back to where we lost that feeling, back to where our hearts stopped beating, where we stopped believing, where we stopped receiving the wisdom to prosper successfully. We are a people survived through our tragedy, our adversity, yet counterfeited fame is all we care to see. Being unjustly taken advantage of through this bloodline is no new news. You rarely hear of our heritage creations which greatly contributed into making this nation. No talk of those innovative makers, just profits received by their takers. Yet we take advantage of their inventions and leave behind their founding visions, appearing to not respect their true intentions. Yet that is something I won't forget to mention. Through the sweat and the tears, the inhumane injustice ran over the years, from creative inventions defamed to fame and fortune unclaimed, for new opportunities bought by their seldom heard names, to the heart-wrenching upset due to this generation not using their brains to stake claim. This history is more than yours, ours, and mine. It's a legacy meant for inspiration, accounts of history, examples of perseverance, endurance, which will stand the test of time, acts of courage, strength, patience, and most importantly, love, to show that through heartache and pain, we still put faith in the Lord above. Don't take the blazing trail as little grains of salt. Trust many lives were lost for your freedom to be bought, for your journey to be sought, for it's in your best interest to being taught. You were born to lead and not follow, to know and show your place in this race, to remain full and not be hollow, to use what's being given in keeping our heritage safe. To gain understanding through wisdom is what we ought to strive to see. To only seek to gain worldly possession is where our hearts are not to be. Can't you see? You worth more in prison than in this world being free. More valuable captured by constrained processes than thinking independently. To make change for the better, see, I know it must begin with me. If you and I can't wisely envision, how can we know what there is to see? If you and I don't know our mission, how can we know what there is to be? So with great authority, hold to our stance, to become victorious over all circumstance, empowering one another to give hope and love a chance. Yes, you and I can reach the skies, continue legacies. Yes, you and I.